Hey guys, it's Jo. Today we have a very exciting video. I actually wasn't gonna film this, and then I've been waiting to do this video so I could film it, so I felt bad. So I pulled out the camera. So I started watching the Harry Potter series this week. I've seen the first, the second, and the third movie at this point. I'm honestly gonna watch the fourth movie here tonight, and it's getting me in such a fantasy phase. I have already reread part of Zodiac Academy. I have a few books left of Zodiac Academy that I need to read, specifically the last book, As Told by the Boys, and then a couple of the novellas I haven't read yet. I want to read those, but I know as soon as I get back into it, I'm just gonna be so stuck in the world for so long because that's what happened the first time. So I'm trying to wait on that. But I have been thinking about this book nonstop, and I think it's finally time for us to read it. And that book is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I have owned this for a really long time. Let's see if the receipt tells me. 2016. December 9th of 2016, and my grandma bought me this book. She bought us a book for Christmas every year, and I didn't appreciate it as much when I was younger. As I got older, I started to appreciate it more. So I've had this book since that Christmas, which is insane to me because I didn't know it was popular until like a year and a half ago. When one of my friends from Book Talk is like obsessed with it, and I just haven't been in the mood. I'm such a mood reader. I have to be in the mood to start a book. I'm ready to start it. I have to. I've been thinking about it for so long, and I'm so excited. I am so upset that I can't get the covers for the rest of the series that match this one. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm so excited. Is there a dedication in this one? Okay, to all my readers from Fiction Press for being with me at the beginning and staying long after the end, thank you for everything. Okay, that was sweet. That was really cute. Was this on fanfiction? Like a fanfiction website first? I don't know. I love when Sarah J Maas gives us maps. They're always like so beautifully done. I'm gonna have to refer back to this. Sometimes I try to look at it beforehand, but that's just, I don't know any of these places yet. I remember it being hard for ACOTAR as well. Okay, chapter 1. Look at how beautiful these pages are. Now I really wish I would have brought the rest of the series, but I didn't know. Okay, after a year of slavery in the salt mines of Endovier, Selenia Sardiniath was accustomed to being escorted everywhere in shackles and at sword point. Okay, this is not where I thought the book was starting. I'm gonna read a little bit into it. I'm confused. I'll catch up with you later. Good morning, guys. I thought that we would start off by talking about the book that I'm almost done with, which is Throne of Glass. I have been putting off reading this for years, and I finally did it. And when I say I finally did it, I mean that I listened to most of it on audiobook. Well, I was studying the past couple days, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. As I knew I would be. That's why I've kind of put it off this long, is because I knew that it would become my entire personality for a little while. And I don't think we're to that point yet, but I do think it's coming. So, well, I sipped my tea this morning, which I'm trying to get into green tea. I like bedtime tea from Trader Joe's, but the green tea is still pretty new. I thought that we could talk about Throne of Glass, and it's just been kind of a fantasy type of week around here. I've never seen the Harry Potter movies, so I've been watching one a night pretty much. I watched the 6th one last night, so we can talk about that too. But I wanted to start off with this. While I finish it, I have, I think maybe like a chapter and a half, 2 chapters left of it, and I really wasn't intending to read it this quickly. Like I said, I've had this for years. I tried to tab it. I'm not very good at tabbing or like annotating. I will not write in this book because I can't get it again if I wanted to. I don't really write in any of my books because it gives me severe anxiety that I'm going to destroy it when it was so perfect beforehand. Oh wait, I think I'm here. Let's have a little book club while I am sipping my tea now. So we have Selena, who is basically an assassin. She just is an assassin, and she was caught, so she has been living in this like camp, like slavery camp, for like a year I think at this point, and she's not in good shape. And all of a sudden the king's people just come and get her and ask if she wants to be like join this competition to be the king's assassin. At this point, I was very confused because, to be completely honest, going into this book, I feel like for the amount that it's talked about, nobody actually talks about what it's about. Like, you see stuff about like the characters and the big quotes, but like I had no idea what this book was actually about going in. I just kind of assumed it was going to be similar to ACOTAR because that's the only other Sarah J Maas books that I've read, and it is nothing like ACOTAR. Also, I thought that it would bother me that it's written in like a third person, but I actually really like it, and it's kind of interesting to be able to know what's going on in like other people's heads throughout the whole story. So Selenia, I won't lie, I listened to the audiobook to make sure that I could get the pronunciation correct, and I still don't think I have it correct. I'm calling her Selenia. She is this super tough character, and at the beginning I couldn't tell if she was like trying to screw people over so that she could escape, and to be honest I don't know that she could tell, but then she had like the chance to escape and she didn't. I immediately loved Dorian. I think Dorian came in like chapter 1 or chapter 2, and quite literally as soon as he opened his mouth I said, is that Dorian? I was prepared for Dorian. I was told before I started that he would be my favorite character probably. I don't remember why my friend Josie about a year ago tried to get me to read these books, and I am such a mood reader, I like couldn't start them, but she said that I would love Dorian, and I think she said maybe because I love Asriel. I don't remember if it was that or if it had to do with like another book that I was reading, but I love Dorian. He is so funny, and you can tell that he's like really sweet and he doesn't like what his dad likes, which is so fun and so cool. And she was right, immediately I saw Dorian and I loved him, and I hope that I continue to like him, but I've liked him through the entire first book. Who I wasn't expecting and honestly heard nothing about prior to starting this book was Chaol, and I really liked him. I genuinely can't tell. I'm a romance girl, and so I cannot tell if the romance is between Selenia and Chaol or between her and Dorian, because her and Dorian like have a thing going in this book, but at the end she ends that, and she never had anything with Chaol, but I have a theory. And because you're here still, like you get to listen to it. So at one point in the book, they were talking about her and Chaol, and she said that there's this like gold thread like in her mind holding them together, or is something that she saw. Is that a mating bond? Because I read all of ACOTAR and it sounds like mating bond to me, but I'm just unsure. If it is, that's so fun. Except for the fact that I don't know anything. I really don't know anything that happens in this series, except for I do know who Aelin ends up with, and I know who Dorian ends up with, so I know it's not like they're not together. But other than that, I know nothing else going forward. I need to look up what the second book in this series is. I don't know. I only own the first one. I was going to order the other ones, but I just hate the new cover. And maybe that's too picky, but I'm picky about every cover that goes on my bookshelf. And I would say I just like I won't buy them, but I can already tell from the first book that I love it, and I've heard that the first couple are good, but they're not nearly as good as the end, and so I know by the end I'll want the whole series, so we'll see. So now Selenia is talking to Dorian, and he wants to be with her, and she says, I'm saying that in 4 years I'm going to be free, and I've never been free in my entire life, and I want to know what it feels like. So she said, and I don't know why I love that so much, because I love Dorian, but I am happy about it. I'm good. I'm thinking she needs to be with Chaol for now. Okay, and now Elena is talking to her again. I love Elena. She seems fantastic, and she thanks Elena for saving her, and Elena says blood ties cannot be broken. Does this mean that they're related? Is that what that is? I don't know. We'll see. 1 chapter left. She's signing her contract to be the king's assassin, the king's champion. He's being annoying as always. Why is the king always stuck in literally every story? This one, Zodiac Academy, everything. Basically the 2 big fantasy and ACOTAR, so the 3 fantasy series I've ever read. So he threatened her. We're not surprised. Disappointed, but not surprised. I always, it's so crazy to me how like Dorian comes from this man. I don't like it. And his mom seems a little petty as well, from what I've seen. So, Celaena Sardothien, the king's champion. Okay, you guys, we have officially finished the first Throne of Glass book, and it was really good. I'm impressed. I think that I'll really like this series. Again, that was the only book I had on paperback, is the first one, so I'm gonna have to like listen to the audiobooks and read on my phone for the rest of the series for now, and eventually I'll buy them. I'm kind of on a book buying ban, you know, while I find a job. So until then, I cannot purchase the physical copies of these books, which makes me really upset, but I also love reading on my phone. Like, I have a Kindle, I have tons of physical books, but like my preferred method, I get hooked better when I am reading on my phone. So I think it's gonna end up being just fine. To be honest, I'll probably put in some work on book 2 tomorrow because I'm so excited for it. I hope that there's more of Dorian. So my big shocker with this series is I did not expect the entire plot, like none of it. And so now that she's the King's Champion, like I just didn't expect this series to take place like from the castle. And I know that there's like time for that to fall. I don't know why I had imagined it being more of like a Valaris type situation, and we'll see, maybe we'll get into that. I have no clue, no predictions. My only questions are the mating bond and possibly her like family relation to Elena. Otherwise, I have no idea where the story is going. I just know that I'm excited to read it and I'm excited to get there. And I will start the next one tomorrow. I'm also kind of wondering if I need to do like a palette cleanser, like a nice romance book or something. We'll see. Maybe I'll get into that too. But okay, I'm gonna go to bed. So good night. Thank you so much for watching my Throne of Glass chat video. I hope that you enjoyed it and had fun. If you want to see more from me, I will leave my socials down below. Hop on over to the next video, which is the Crown of Midnight's reading vlog. Oh my goodness, was that book a whirlwind. I can't wait to hear your thoughts as well. Please let me know in the comments what you think about Throne of Glass and who you think will be my favorite character throughout the series from what you've seen so far. Also, I apologize in advance because apparently the name Celaena is really hard for me to pronounce. It will be fixed for the most part in the next one. Okay, I love you, bye.